as a birthday present, why don't we get someone to speak to you? Blackie Lawless, are you there?
I'm there.
This
my
is
God.
Today is my birthday. And the guys over at BBC Radio who know how much of a heavy metal nerd I am.
Look, music, as you know, you
music.
and I have spoke a lot about metal and your love of metal. I can see guitars behind you.
Prepared one of the most unexpected surprises I've ever received for my birthday. So in addition to finally being home after 3 months since the war in Ukraine had started, I also received a very special surprise by the one and only Blackie Lawless, right amidst a live interview for BBC Radio by amazing host Nihal Arthanayake.
I want to play you a bit of music and tell me what this band means to you. So that's W.A.S.P with I Want to Be Somebody. What does that band mean to you?
Just overall, Blackie Lawless's story means a lot to me because his life has been such a journey. Just his bringing and the way he ran away from his family, turned to occultism, wasted his years on occultism, and then on his own came back to Christianity by studying the Bible on his own. You know,
Wait, Vlad, let me just stop you there for a second, because I think as a birthday present, why don't we get someone to speak to you? Blackie Lawless, are you there?
I'm there.
This is
God,
Vlad. This is Vlad. He's a huge fan. He's in Ukraine.
Hello, Vlad. How are you?
And this is Blackie
Hey,
Lawless.
Blackie.
Happy birthday. And it's Vlad's birthday
Happy
today,
birthday,
Blackie.
sir. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Blackie. Thank you so much.
And thank you for those kind words you just said.
Oh my God, thank you, Blackie. It truly means a lot to me. And by the way, when you send that message to Ukraine and in support of our country, and thank you so much for that.
You know, we've had the opportunity to travel the world for a long time now, and there's things that I wish that people everywhere could see, some of the things we've seen. Because what we see on television, what we see on the internet, it skews and changes, it distorts reality of what's really going on. And one of the things that when I wrote that article that I was really, really trying to get people to understand is I talk about what things, when people write things that aren't true and people read them, we've all been brought up to believe if you read something, it must be true. Because we grew up in a world, especially my generation, we were taught that if it was in print, it had to be true. We now know that that is not true. So I tell everyone that I meet, open your eyes. What do you see when you're looking around? Don't think about what you read. I'm not saying don't read, because you can, but get a sampling from a lot of places. And then, when I was a kid, my dad told me, he says, you want to really know what's going on? Don't ask one person or two persons. Ask 4 or 5 people. Ask 10 people. Then you'll start to get an idea where the conversation is going, and then open your eyes for yourself and
Blackie.
see where the truth is.
Blackie, sorry to interrupt you, but I've been speaking to Vlad since the beginning of the war, and he's reconnected because in the first few days of the war, it's really difficult. He had to leave the city that he loves with his small family. But music, the power of music. I mean, Vlad, look, it's you two here to have this conversation. What Blackie's music has meant for you?
It's again, when you grow up on certain music and you've been listening to those records, I actually had one right here. That's straight like this. I don't know if you can see me, but for example, on this record, you grew up on them, right? And you've been listening.
What's the album? What's the album?
It's the W.
Wow, look at that.
It's actually the very first print, by the way. I'm a record collector. When you grow up on certain records and you grow up on certain music and you've been listening to it, all your life, you realize that it's part of who you are at this point. It's, you find certain lines in the text, in the lyrics, the same as it is with your favorite books, which you reread, several times, because I'm one of those nerds who rereads a lot of books several.
So what would you
several
like
times.
to ask Blackie Lawless? He's here for you on your birthday. And it's, by the way, this is the greatness of the man. It's like 3-something in the morning, isn't it, Blackie,
Oh
in
my
Los
God.
Angeles? And you've got up especially to speak to Vlad, so we cannot thank you.
Yeah, but well, that's not exactly true. We're musicians. We keep odd hours.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. It's normal hours then. It's
We're
normal.
one of those. We're one of those musos, if you like. You know, Vlad, you just said something about rereading books
Yeah.
and being a nerd. That is
Yeah.
not being a nerd. That you're looking for truth. It really is, because a good book is like a great movie, a great record. You know, you get something out of it every time you read it or hear it. And I tell people when I'm writing lyrics, what I try to do is I try to write those lyrics multi-dimensional. What I mean is, what you hear today is going to be different when you listen to that same record 5 years from now, because you're going to be a different person in 5 years. And so I'm not trying to write them superficially. I'm not trying to create fast food for the eyes. You know, I'm trying to, when you change as a person, you're going to see those lyrics different. And it takes a long time to do that, to get them right. But that's really what it's about. And anybody that writes books or makes great movies, that's what they're doing.
100%, and I think that's exactly what I've been saying. You know, it becomes part of who you are, those little lines and passages. But during the times of stress, like a war, and I've had a break of over a month, and Nihal knows that, of not listening to rock and roll and heavy metal at all, just because I had no time, no time to breathe and to think. You know, but when I put those records again, I realized that I'm actually receiving those lyrics in a completely different way, you know, and they just open up from a completely different side for me. And W.A.S.P lyrics are definitely, you know, a great part of it, because you know, I've been a fan for I don't know how for as long as I remember myself, and you know.
Well, you know, oddly enough, today is the 24th, and it's been 3 months today to the day that this invasion of Ukraine started. And the first day it happened, I remember thinking to myself, when we did the album The Headless Children, the title track, I actually dreamt that. So I'm one of those songwriters that occasionally will dream songs, and then you get up real quick and write them down. And it was on a Saturday afternoon. I remember where I was. I was lying down on the couch, and I almost dozed off for a second. And in my head, I heard, "Father, come save us from this madness we're under. God of creation, are we blind?" And I got up immediately and wrote it down. And when I saw that invasion taking place 3 months ago today, that's the first thing I thought of. Nothing changes. You know, human nature, yes, we can become more educated, but the basic us as people still remains the same. And people thought that this could never happen again. And we're seeing that it can happen again. So, I got to tell you, from my own selfish perspective, that what the world, myself, everybody that's really interested in following this, the courage that has been displayed by your leader and the Ukrainian people is historic. Our generation, the people that are alive right now, have never really seen anything like this. And boy, I'll tell you, if it doesn't make you want to stand up and salute, something's really wrong with you.
Thank you, Blackie. Thank you. This truly, truly means a lot to me, to all Ukrainian rock and rollers, and to all Ukrainians around the world, either inside our country or were, you know, forced to flee, unfortunately. Thank you so much.
Well, you know, I said it's 3 months ago today it started. The world was saying this was going to be over in 2 or 3 days, and the Ukrainian people have proven that wrong. And not only proven it wrong, they're kicking the shit out of the Russians.
One thing you need to know about Ukrainians, we're very, very stubborn, and
And rightfully so.
Yeah.
It's your country.
You know, history,
It is our country,
history teaches us.
And the craziest thing, one thing that no one can understand and this is part of what you said, right, Nihal? And you asked me before that, where do I see myself? I can see myself only in Ukraine because this is my country. Can you imagine, leaving your home because you were forced to, not because you want to, because you found a better place in, I don't know, Hollywood or somewhere else. This is totally fine. But when you were forced to, this is the pain you experience is unbearable. And our backs is against the wall. So we will, defend our country at whatever the cost may be. So,
Look, thank you.
As painful as this may be right now, history shows us over and over and over that when people are defending their homes, they're the most dangerous. And even modern armies try to go in. Look at Afghanistan. Russia tried it 25, 30 years ago. America just left. If people in those homelands are determined that they're going to fight, they are truly a force to fear, because those people will fight to the death.
Blackie Lawless, thank you so much.
Thank you, Blackie.
I mean, this is what a birthday present, Vlad.
Yes, and Blackie, as a long-time fan, I would love to invite you to come play in Kiev once again, once we win this war, and please do so.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because there's something, and I can't go into detail right now, and it's not just W.A.S.P, but there are going to be other bands involved as well when this is all over. I won't go into too much detail right now, but let's just put it this way. The rock and roll community is going to throw one hell of a party when this is over.
Awesome.
So good to hear. That's so good to hear. Blackie, thank you for taking time out to speak to Vlad.
All right, guys.
Thank you so much.
Now.
Take care.
Thank you, Blackie.
Take
See
care.
you now.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, pal.
Oh, happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. This was truly amazing. Thank you.
Well, look, it's good, as always, to speak to you. And on your
Thanks.
birthday. Now go and have a birthday with your family in your home city for the first time in 3 months.
I will. Thank you so much.
Take care, Vlad. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So once again, thank you so much, Nihal, Maddie, and everyone over at BBC Radio. And of course, thank you, Michael and Blackie Lawless, for this amazing gift on my birthday amidst these hard times. And I'm very much looking forward to welcome you all in a peaceful and prosperous Kyiv. Hopefully very, very soon. We will prevail. Slava Ukraini!